So we can either test claims about means or medians, but we need to focus on which parameter we should be testing, which is going to be the appropriate approach to bring us to the correct solution. So again, keep in mind the mean is the best choice for understanding the center of our data. And we call it the best choice because again, it takes all of the data values into account, adds them all up, divides by however many there are, versus the median, which only looks at the number in the dead center or takes the two numbers in the middle and averages those. So the median doesn't take all of our data values into account like the mean does. But in order to be able to test the mean, our sample must be random and independent. Our data needs to come from a normally distributed population, and we must have a sample size of, our data must come from a normally distributed population, or the sample size must be 25 or larger. So we'll assume that condition 1 is met, leaving us to verify condition 2. So again, the easiest thing here to check is that sample size. Doesn't require any complex calculations, just literally counting up how many data values are in our data set. If we have 25 or more, the conditions are met, we can test a claim about a mean. If our sample is too small, then we'll turn to the Shapiro-Wilk test to assess normality. So what we want to keep in mind with this test, though, is that when we conduct it, we don't prove anything about the normality of our population. So we don't prove that the population is normal when we conduct that Shapiro-Wilk test. The test is simply telling us whether there is sufficient evidence to reject the assumption that the population is normally distributed, or telling us that there isn't sufficient evidence. So we always have to keep that idea in mind with hypothesis testing. A different sample, a larger sample, could lead us to different results, but we have to work with the information that we do have. Based off the sample we have, we'll either come to a conclusion that our data comes from a normal distribution or doesn't. If it does come from a normal distribution, then we'll be able to test a claim about the mean. If it doesn't, then we'll turn to the median.